afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Mozo TV show, Banters and Bets. The review or the preview of the games. As you can see, we have a very excited person next to me, the one and only, the Ghanaian stallion, the one that supports the smallest. You know, small teams have been winning games. Small teams have been winning matches in the Premier League of late.
Okay.
Boss Nana, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
No, from the way you are clearing your throat, I'm sure people know why you're on air today.
Well, I'm on air because it's my job to be on air. It's got nothing to do with anything else.
Okay.
The reason is specific.
Okay.
Community service.
Our community service
Yes.
at its
Giving
highest.
our viewers what they like.
Okay. And its pettiest order as well, because
No, not really. It depends how you see it.
you know, the new generation of football fans are actually Man City fans.
Oh.
Did you know this?
Well, it's normal, just like you are a Chelsea fan.
I was born in the 90s, so
No, but you grew in you grew in the 2000s, which was the stage of when Chelsea was becoming Chelsea.
yeah, the stage that we've managed to keep till this day. So I'm sure you watched some games of the Premier League. I managed to dabble on one or two games, and I think the first match we would look at is the match United played.
Why
Versus...
do we start United?
Because it's the last game. That's a game that is fresh in
But
people's minds.
Oh well, okay. Well, I mean, I think last time I told you here we're going to beat Liverpool, right? Viewers will testify to this. I said it.
We can't recall.
Well, the recording is there. I mentioned that we're going to beat.
Okay.
We're going to beat
Okay.
Liverpool.
Okay. So
Before
what
the
went
season
right?
started. Well,
on the
I mean,
United side?
I mean, what went right? It's simple. There are certain individuals in the team that it has to take their coach some strength and brave, or put it this way, boldness for him to say, look, Jack, I can't play you, I can't start you, and I can do this. In the past, when there was something that Solskjaer was very good at, he was good at beating the big teams in England.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
And his strategy was simple. He had some quite pacey players, Rashford, Martial, and even James.
Yeah.
And when he lined up against the big clubs, he knew United would not get enough of the ball than them, like the Man Cities. So what he does is he packs his midfield. They battle it out. Then they release the ball up front. And if you saw the first season of Bruno Fernandes, that was the time he was giving the ball to Martial. And there was a season we beat City 3 times or 4 in a row, back to back. So I knew from the first, this guy is a typical learner from the Guardiola, his former boss. He likes to play from the back, pass around here and there. You could tell he wanted to instill that. But then his willingness to instill that kind of play, he doesn't have the qualities of footballers who can play that. So the first 2 matches, you could tell that we were struggling. That's not the typical United style.
Yeah.
But yesterday he went back to the basis and said, look, let me play according to my strength. Now what's your strength? Your strength is dropping the likes of the Ronaldo, who are a bit slower now, and play these 3 peaceful players up front. Martial, Ilanga, and then Sancho. And it worked. And he made sure he packed the midfield where McTominay, which is not my typical favorite player, wasn't going forward. He just stayed. And hey, the beast of the troop. And also, the defense was dropping Harry Maguire. Yes, and Luke Shaw. Like, he made very bold steps. The players who played yesterday felt they had a lot to prove.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, so for me, apart from the fact that he made those changes, there was also a lot at stake. Pride. We haven't even scored a goal this season, to talk of even earning a point. So what was he going to do? It was an added motivation on the players to deliver. Because how would they even go home to meet their wives?
After being demolished.
So you've been beaten 3 times in your first match. Why? So Bruno, you mean you can't score 1 single goal?
Go give an assist.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I believe those were the things they played to the gallery on the night.
I do feel he had his tactics spot on
He
for
did.
this game.
He had it spot on, and I think he surprised Jurgen Klopp. I think Klopp was waiting for the typical style United probably have played in the 2 previous matches, and I don't think he even thought the likes of Ronaldo would be benched.
Yeah, including Maguire, because I thought the game would have Maguire and Shaw to start, and I was sure that the gameplay would have been the same.
It was high intense game, and Maguire is not a player for high intensive games. I mean, the 2 centre back pairings were spot on.
Martinez and Varane.
Martinez guys has shown why he bought him. He's someone. He reminds me of Rojo, another Argentine. This Southern Americans, when you get them right, when they are defenders, they are beasts. I mean, they don't care. You can talk of Pepe he's from that origin. You can talk of the Silvas and when you have a real good center back from Southern America. I mean, the Argentinians and the Brazils, then you are good.
Then you're good.
They can be a beast on a day if you want them to be.
Yeah. And I think going forward, because before, when United would play with Maguire would find himself on the halfway line. And everyone knew when he does this, you can now play the ball in behind him and above him. And he's not quick to catch you.
I think he's a player that can do better at Man City. I've always said this. I even said it before he left Leicester. That he's a player whom would have... And they wanted him, if you remember.
Yes, they did.
City really wanted him. And that was what even made his price go that high. Because there seemed to have been that commercial competition over his price tag. So it was sold to the highest bidder. And United fell for it. But I believe that time we're better off going for the defender you have now, Koulibaly, who was out on the market. And also, the factor that you have to have at least 5 English players starting in your lineup also is the reason why sometimes the English talent are watched. Because yesterday you saw Sancho starting, Rashford starting. Ilanga is not from England, is he?
He is for now. I'm sure.
Ilanga plays for
No. He's from Sweden. Sweden. Yeah.
So is it a starting lineup or including the bench? I think it includes the first team sheet.
The first team
not
sheet.
The starting lineup.
The only British players that were there were Rashford and Sancho. The starting lineup.
Yeah. So I'm probably sure if it still exists, maybe there were quite a number of them who were also on the bench.
Of course, yeah. Had to change. It's a good
stadium. Yeah, Shaw was on the bench. Yeah,
he was.
My girl was on the bench.
Wan-Bissaka was on the bench.
Yeah, exactly. So that makes up the 5. Anyway, I don't know who came up with that rule, but it's good and bad. Yeah, it also tells you to unearth some English talent from your academy and all that. So
yeah, but now we're starting to see who the real frauds are for United's overall change.
No, but every fan knows that. For the past 2 seasons, we all know who is the flop. I mean, Rashford had a very bad injury crisis the past 2 years. Before his injury, he was on top of his game. He could stand against the PSGs and go and beat them back and all that. He was all over the place, scoring for fun. And he had that terrible injury. And I think the guy has never gotten back his confidence, even into the Euros last year. You could tell it wasn't the Rashford we all knew.
Including what happened in the Euros at the finals. After that, it was really terrible.
That part of the season, Sancho was getting his mojo back. And if it continues like this and it's a World Cup year. I always say that World Cup year, you don't need to motivate players. If the guy wants to go to the World Cup, they show. Why? So he has this kind of phobia of him practically thinking he might be injured again. And I think he plays a lot on his mind. So if he's going to recover from it, or he is, I think he will be a good player like he had last season. And, hey, that season was also a season I remember Martial also cracked in some goals. They had a good partnership where they used to switch flanks or if whoever is playing in the middle. And yesterday was typical. When Martial came in the game,
he was the left
Rashford had to shift and he had to come in the middle. But guess where even the goal came from? The goal came from the middle.
From middle,
Martial.
From Martial.
So, I mean, it's...
on the counter attack.
Yeah, which is United's biggest strength.
It is.
So, just play according to what you have. Don't come into a club and start thinking you will still certain things like that. It will take time. It took the club 5 years to win a trophy. Sometimes we forget.
And in 8 years, he's only won 4.
Pressure to certain. I mean, that guy is overhyped. Sorry, Liverpool fans, your coach is overhyped.
No, it's facts. He is overhyped. He's overhyped. And his fraudness
and his ego and pride. Well, if you are a Liverpool fan, want to join the show, you can join. That will not stop us from going at your coach. I mean, it goes at me. So
you can send in your messages to the number on your screen to let us know what you think about Liverpool versus Manchester United. So we've spoken about what went right for United. What went wrong on the Liverpool aspect? Away from Mane, because we could tell a game like this, Mane would have controlled.
Well, I mean, someone also argues that the last time they beat us at Old Trafford, Mane didn't play. Yeah. Okay. So, well, again, another school of thought will tell you that maybe psychologically, there's an impact of his departure, which is still lingering on.
Heavy.
I feel Musala is trying to make peace with the fact that maybe Sadio Mane had left. And that being said, I mean, I said it here again. You equally said same that Liverpool was going to struggle
this season.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Liverpool fan, you will be thinking we're just trying to banter. But your team last year, as much as they gave City that cheese, for me, were not impressive enough.
No.
I feel other top clubs disappointed to allow City and Liverpool to have the run they had. I don't think they were going to have it again. I feel people are now beginning to know Liverpool. I feel their usual style of play of having their wings back attacking. Yesterday, you could tell they couldn't move because United played fast forward players on them. So you dare not even go. Because, I mean, he is even faster or equally as fast as you are. So when you cross the line, it means that when the ball goes behind you, you are done. And they kept committing. I didn't even see Robinson until the time he had to go and cross the ball. I'm like, has this guy been in the match all this while? That was how terrible. No matter the possession they had, they were useless on the ball at some point in time. So I think people are trying to know how they play. And slowly, that if they don't change personnel, and I feel some of their players' time is past. I think Firmino has to go. I feel some players, I mean...
He started the midfield with Milner, Firmino,
and it's high time
Keita, and Henderson. That was a disaster.
Look, I mean, let's say the return league. I see, let's say, Casemiro or whoever playing in the middle. And, of course, he has the likes of the Edison and Co and all that. One thing that we've always known as United is that we've never had a typical 6 since Michael Carrick left.
Yeah.
Which is years back. Or maybe somehow the last time we had an equally good player like that, which could go close to a world class, for me was, what's his name? Our guy who left... Our Spanish boy who left to PSG, one of my favorites in the past.
Herrera.
No, not him. Pereira, thank you.
Herrera, yeah.
That guy was good. I mean, on matches like against Chelsea and Co, he was up for it. Yeah, he was that kind of player.
To cut down.
Hungry, yes. We haven't even really. So, when you have players like that coming through in other teams, and Liverpool, you are still keeping certain personnel like that. You the hope that you think they are good. Edison for me is not I mean, he's never been
Isn't
out
he
of the bracket
30,
player.
34, 33
He's
now?
grown.
In English terms, I'm sure he's now getting towards the point where he should go to
Yeah, the
Southamptons.
where he came from,
Yeah.
I think. Or, he came from Sunderland. He should go and retire there.
Be happy. Okay, so that match 2-1 ended in favor of Liverpool. Next match is something I've been saying for the longest time, that this club will be the dark horse of the season.
Who?
Newcastle. Newcastle's performance against Man City was,
I think,
amazing.
last time West Ham were equally having such good times.
Uh-huh.
Look, see, the Premier League always shows up at a point when you need to exploit the squad. When people start getting injured, when people start getting tired, fatigued, that is where the big clubs have their day, because they have a big quality squad. The word is quality. So even if Man City, Kevin De Bruyne goes injured, you might not really feel it, because they might have an equally good player like Bernardo Silva who will do the magic. But let's say Newcastle's player, the good guy, the guy making, let's say he gets injured right now. Who's the most exceptional to put the strings? Nobody. So it's early days here. There's 3 matches.
Yeah,
I really don't see them doing much. They are like one of those teams who are making noise. They'll do well, yes, but I don't see them doing something extraordinary.
Okay. I feel differently. From where they ended last season and where they will be this one, I believe Newcastle will make top 10 in the Premier League.
Which is fine. Nobody will dispute that.
Yeah, because they have the richest owners as of now. And I'm sure they know that Man City also did start from trash and have close to 6 Premier Leagues. So I'm sure by the end of the season, they will make their mark in the Premier League. And then other than that, this game ended 3-3. We'll go to the Chelsea versus Leeds match, which in my opinion was completely and utterly rubbish. Our goalkeeper, Mendy, showed he is lacking in, I think, discipline. For the second time,
maybe he's getting pampered, or he feels
big-headed,
maybe.
But for a player who's close to 31, the way he performed on the weekend, on Sunday rather, was completely rubbish. This is now when we're rethinking this whole selling Kepa. Because at a game where you've seen that Chelsea is pushing, you have to be at your highest always. But Mendy decided to slip up and net in the first goal. And from there, it's like the boys lost morale at the back. And also, this is where it shows we do need someone to help. Thiago Silva is one of the best defenders in the world, no doubt. But we do need a replacement for him. The coach doesn't seem to be content with Chalobah and Malang Sarr, because I hear Chalobah might leave on loan and Sarr might be sold for a deal to get someone else. So that means we do need another defender to come in to replace Thiago Silva. What were your thoughts on the game? Chelsea versus Leeds. Apart from the loss. Because that game was completely rubbish.
I wasn't expecting Chelsea to lose, frankly.
No one was. As a betting man,
I was surprised Chelsea lost. I only saw, I even recorded making noise.
Yes, you did.
When did they play? Was it
Sunday?
Sunday, yes. Sunday, after dropping our good guests, Yvonne and Majid, who were here over the weekend for the movie premiere
Movie premiere, yeah.
I rushed home to freshen up. And whilst freshening up, I saw Lloyd, our colleague Lloyd, watching a football match. So I just took a close glimpse and I saw 3-0. When I started, I was jubilating. I was happy.
Yeah, I have the video.
Not happy because, and I recorded my happiness time, wanting to send it to you back. I realized you had such a bad day the previous night, and I didn't want to add more wounds. So I didn't know if you were still hangover, or something. I said, let him be. I'll see him tomorrow. So yeah, that was it. And also the fact that I really didn't care about what could happen to United yesterday. All I knew is that you've lost. So I was just rather sad you managed to score one back.
No, it ended 3-0.
Oh, you couldn't even score a goal. Thank you for your sincerity. But you can't even lie about it because it's there. So
no, okay, but you see, the thing is that.
But did I tell you your coach should be the first to be sacked among the top?
I still don't believe that anymore.
Well, viewers, you are all our witness. You know.
Viewers, I'm sure you heard what we said. Please send in your predictions on which amongst the top coaches will be the first to be fired. I do not believe Thomas will be fired because still, even after a terrible first 3 matches, he's still being backed. We're buying players. Still.
No. Do you think the coach owns the club?
No, he doesn't.
Do you think they buy the players for him?
No, they don't.
They buy the players in consultation, not in agreement. So they always want to look beyond the future of the club, beyond the coach. Okay. That's why maybe clubs have sporting directors. So
of which we don't have, by the way.
United never had it until recently, but I even don't know what that guy is doing anyway.
Woodward was fired.
Woodward wasn't sporting director, he was the CEO. You know, we have the CEO and we have the sporting director. The CEO's job is mostly administration and executive functions, as he is. The sporting director is just concerned with the recruitment and the talent. Yeah, that's his job. So he goes out to get the necessary talent and recommend this to the management that, I've spotted Gift. Gift is good enough for this position. He gives his case why he feels should be considered, convince the coach about it, that this guy or this talent is good enough, so let's get him. And then this supplies that to the CEO or the management to approve it, and they release funds. So that the sporting director's job has to do with the activity of the club in terms of the real deal, the football aspect. Yeah.
Oh, okay. On the performance, I feel Chelsea got it wrong at the back. Up front till this day, we have amongst the top 6 teams have the worst attacking force. Sterling is a talent. Mason Mount is good. Kai Havertz has his days, but he's not a striker.
But
because even against Tottenham Hotspur,
I think you guys are over pampering that guy.
Which one?
This is his 3rd season, right?
Kai Havertz.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the guy needs to buckle up. This is his 3rd season. I don't know what's with Chelsea and your history of German players. They come with so much.
Because almost every German player that has come has done well, almost.
Not most of them. I mean, Werner has left. Timo has left.
Yeah,
the expectations were so high for him, but look at the way Mana is left. And I could go on and mention some German players in the past. Some people even forgot you guys even bought them.
Yeah.
But I don't know your history of them. But I also don't even attach it to Chelsea alone. I don't know whether it's a cultural thing with German players when they are out of their country. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Mostly it's because they don't travel out.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, they normally stay in their country, and only few of them had a habit of, back in the days, Luther Matthäus. Unfortunately, you were not born by then, but don't worry. In the early 90s, he was one of the few German players who stepped out of Germany to play football. Since then, it's been a culture of they not wanting to leave, mostly. Yeah, don't know whether it's comfort or just what it is.
Most of them just prefer their own league.
Yeah.
In hope they'll play for Bayern one day, but
every German player's dream
to play for Bayern.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we moved. Chelsea lost. Arsenal flying, 3 games on the trot.
It's getting scary, bro.
It is getting scary. At this point now, I'm wondering, maybe City do have rivals now in Arteta and his boys. 2 goals for Odegaard, and the last one was by Salabia, their defender. They look good in midfield, in defense, and up front.
Yeah, it's their time. Let them enjoy.
But I would like to say it's only 3 games.
Yo, but someone was joking that wait till they get a major injury and then Arsenal will start falling apart. So let's see. We'll wait to see.
Major injury to the likes of Saka.
Yeah.
But I'm sure most of their players are being kept well because a lot of these players want to play for the World Cup.
Yeah, the World Cup here is always, like I said earlier, is a motivation for almost everybody. So, at the end of the day, it's just who really wants to go to the World Cup.
Who really wants to make it for the...
Yeah.
Because, what's his name? Southgate has been going for the top 6 teams games. He's been to the United match. He's been to the other teams, Arsenal as well. He's been there. He's trying to see which talents are worthy to make it. And in other ones, Tottenham versus Spurs. This match, I mentioned and said I don't expect there to be a lot of goals. I was thinking they would lose.
Tottenham versus who?
Wolves.
Oh, okay.
Tottenham versus Wolves. They won by 1 goal. It was a late goal.
Well, champions always find a way. I feel they, as what's the name?
Spurs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you, Conte is a winner. I feel they will still might maintain the position they had last season. I still said, and people were doubting me. I said, and I'm going to repeat, Liverpool will not be in the top 4.
That's bold. This is coming from you. Yeah.
Liverpool will not be in the top 4. But I've been saying this, that I have a lot of reservation about Liverpool this season.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but people might have started seeing it. It's got nothing to do with United beating them. No. Because we all know how United is in crisis. But I feel there's something is out of Liverpool. I don't know.
Okay, so you've heard it first here. One of the predictions is from
Liverpool.
Bosnana that Liverpool won't make it in the top 4.
No, they will not make it to the top 4.
Okay. Leicester City.
And now you can't tell me anything because as we start right now, United even has points than them.
More points than them. They have failed to win their first 3 matches.
So you can't tell me what are you basing your facts on. The fact is that they are down.
They are down.
Yeah, it's
they
too
are
early.
missing
Yes,
a big
I'm not
part.
expecting them, but then I don't see Mo Salah doing
everything on his own like Mane did.
Yes.
Because most of Salah's assists weren't only from Trent. Some came from Mane. Majority of his 21 goals that he scored last season. Leicester City lost 2-1 to Southampton.
Expected.
What's happening to their form? They keep selling players.
Leicester is like the man who always gets his wife angry and doesn't buy her flowers. Leicester sold almost some of their good players, including their very good goalkeeper.
But he was old. He wanted to go retire in France by the beach.
Oh, that was his motivation.
That was his motivation. He says he wants to retire in France by the beach. That's where his house is in France.
Okay.
So he's gone to the particular club. So he can go spend the last of 2-3 seasons there and then call it quits. He's won the Premier League before, like his father did. He's made all his money. Nothing else for him to prove. I was expecting Vardy to have left or be benched and starting Patson Daka, but Patson has been underwhelming for a period of time.
What was his reason for not performing to the highest?
I wouldn't know what his reason is, but I feel maybe he should be given a chance. 3 games starting, he could prove himself.
Okay, I hope he doesn't become one of the very good players who ended up in England
and did nothing.
Yeah.
We do hope for the best for Patson because he's our very own player. And we've come to the end of the preview. We will have more of the review of the coming week games on Friday on Banters and Bets, which is at 18:30. Thank you for coming through. I'm sure it's going to be a good week because you guys won by a fluke. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to the show. Before the Ghanaian stallion continues to argue to why Man United are still relevant today, please stay tuned on Mozo TV for more shows. Follow us on all platforms. Have a good day. God bless.